I burnt myself, cut my finger, and tried my first shrimp on the show. Let's hope for more wins today and less blood. This special edition of New Day Northwest starts right now.
It's a new day.
Now, from the Virginia Mason Franciscan Health Studio at King 5 in downtown Seattle, this is New Day Northwest.
Good morning and welcome to this very yummy edition of New Day Northwest. I'm Kelly Hansen and this is In the Kitchen with New Day. It's our food special sharing favorite food segments from the show, all dedicated to great food and the chefs that hone their craft so we can eat just very, very well. And before we get started with pizza, since that's my favorite food group, you all know I've been working on cooking more and trying new foods. And here to check in and hold me accountable, our New Day producers, Susie and Alexis. Hello.
Yes, hello Kelly. So we did our whole Cooking with Kelly special. We need to know, have you been cooking more this year? That was your New Year's resolution.
Yep. I've been doing better than any other year since I've been on this planet, I will say.
Okay,
Am I hitting like the, goal, the real New Year's resolution? No, I think I could be doing better if I'm being honest. But Angela was just on from Cibo and she made the most amazing lemon linguine pasta.
Yes.
I had this bite on set and was just mind blown, loved it. And I've actually cooked that and prepared that at my house multiple times. So I would say that is a win.
Yeah,
yes. And there we are. Look at us. See?
You love this.
I was just really excited to, follow somebody there and actually be able to follow the steps at home. And
that's great. How often a week do you think you're cooking?
Ooh, well, thank you for asking, Alexis. I think maybe a couple times a week, which is better than, I tend to eat the leftovers every single day from New Day for lunch.
What do you think the hardest parts are that keep you maybe from cooking more?
I think going to a grocery store and not having a plan, because usually when I'm there, I am starving, I'm eating a bagel, walking around, talking to people, getting a lot of frozen meals because I live alone and I don't want to be wasteful with food. But yeah, going to the grocery store without a list and a plan. So is that what I should be doing?
Go with the list and never go hungry. Seriously, if you're hungry, grab a meat stick or something at the store and eat it while you're going, because it'll just make you spend more, I feel like, and just random stuff.
Agreed.
Okay, well, thank you. And you know what? I'm trying my best, and I appreciate you all holding me accountable today.
Of course.
So,
Doing great.
we're kicking things off this hour now with one of my favorite foods, because who doesn't love a yummy pizza? But this just isn't any pizza. Roma on Capitol Hill is making sure this is nothing like you've ever had before. Owner and chef Forrest Brunton shows us what makes it so special and delicious. Before we get to making everything today, congratulations on the new restaurant. Tell me about the pizza.
So it's Roman-style pizza, which are these long rectangular pizzas, and we do them by the weight. It's all taglio, which means by the cut. In Rome, they do it by the kilo, and here in America, we do it by the pound, because we're not dirty commies. And and we just, so you can get as much or as little as you want. It rotates. We have different seasonal flavors. We usually have 8, 9, 10 different flavors. And we brought a few here today, along with some of the dough. Which is kind of a big part of what we do, is our long, slow fermented dough.
Okay, well, I feel like we got to get started with the dough, right?
Okay,
do we need to do that? We're seeing some of the pizza there now. That looks so good. I want to get going.
Okay, so we're going to start with some water. Our levain or starter. And you always have to name your starter.
I was going to say, I haven't heard that before, but got it. Okay.
And ours is named Avril levain.
Oh, got it. There's a story there. Do you have a favorite song? No?
No, I think it was just wordplay.
Perfect.
Then we have our flour. We use a 00 flour that's specifically formulated for this long, slow rise. We have a little bit of diastatic malt powder, which kind of feeds the starter and helps it along.
Yeah.
A little fine sea salt and a little olive oil. So we're going to mix this up, and what you'll see is this is a very high hydration dough. This is about 80% hydration. And so once we mix it up, it's not going to look very thick. It's going to look pretty loose still. And that's because the gluten needs to develop. So what we need to do is, over the next few hours, we're going to just do what's called a 4-seam fold. So we'll take the dough and we will fold it one way, then the other way, 4 times. And we do that every half an hour for about 6 hours. And it'll go from being this very
It's
loose.
sticky.
It's sticky and
Yeah.
it's loose, and then eventually it'll be tightened up.
How
into something
long
we
does
can-
it take to get to this next process that you're going to show? Like,
So we would do it for 6 hours at room temperature,
Uh-huh.
and then we will put it in the fridge for 48 to 70 hours.
Jeez.
And then we end up with something like this.
ooh,
So
okay,
this
yeah,
is the
not
dough
as
that's
sticky.
like ready to go. Yeah, and you can see it's kind of bubbly. It's smooth instead of rough like that one was.
Definitely.
And so, but the thing is about that is that even once we do that, it's still going to be very elastic. So we can oil our pan, but what you'll see is it doesn't just stretch out to the shape of the pan very easily.
Really?
If we stretch it out, it's going to want to pull right back.
Yeah, it's almost like
And so-
gack, you know,
yeah.
slime. If you were a kid, anyone? Maybe just me.
I remember.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Someone? Anyone?
Had it on my He-Man set.
Exactly. This
Probably
is like.
dating myself.
Well, same.
Yeah, so you can kind of stretch it out, feel
But it goes back.
But it's going to go back. So it takes a while to stretch. So over the next 3 hours, we'll spend the first hour and a half stretching it every 30 minutes until we can get it fully to the shape of the pan.
This is a real labor of love.
It really is. It is a lot can go wrong.
A process for sure.
And so we stretch it slowly as we let it rise, either 3 hours in a proofer or 6 hours at room temperature, until it's in the shape of the pan and it starts to get bubbles.
And now this is like that
So now
rectangle
this
shape
is-
that you were talking
And
about,
this
the
is
Roman
the pans
style.
we actually use.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this or one that's just twice as wide, but this is the shape we serve, is these long ones. And so
Gosh.
now you can see it's risen a little bit. It has some bubbles in it. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to dock the dough. So
Oh.
what we'll do, I'll have you help me with this one, is dip your fingers in here, and then you just kind of like gently poke
Oh,
holes
it's
in
almost
it.
like when you're making focaccia, right?
It is very similar to focaccia.
Okay.
A lot of people compare this dough to a focaccia. We have another dough we do that's alpala, which is a more rustic dough. That's what those are in the front that have a
Yum.
semolina crunchy bottom, but this has that oily bottom. And then yeah, we just dock it like we're a cat playing piano.
Ooh,
and then
okay.
and then that'll go into the oven.
At
and
what? Like-
at about 550 degrees,
Jeez.
525 to 550.
Okay.
And then we come out and we have our
Ta-da!
dough ready to go. And so now we're gonna top it. And this dough, one of the things about this type of pizza is that all of the pizza crusts get baked off either with nothing on them or with just a thin layer of tomato sauce, and then we add the toppings afterwards, which gives it a lighter, fluffier, airier, more texture, and it doesn't get soggy between the crust and the sauce.
Okay, what's going on here? What are the toppings?
So we're gonna do a real simple white pie for this one. So what you can do is take this mozzarella, and you can be aggressive with it, kind of squish it, and then just take a piece and just set it right like that.
A big piece,
on there,
okay.
yeah.
Jeez.
And we want to go kind of uneven.
Well, I got that. Okay. Nothing's perfect over in the Kelly kitchen. Amazing.
And then I'm gonna follow you with some ricotta.
Please. Delicious.
dots of ricotta.
Is this so? It's seasonal. Like everything's changing on the menu. This might be there 1 week and then change the next.
Yeah, some things are, both of the pizzas we have here are new. We just had a kale pizza that we really loved, but that's gonna be, today will be the last day. We'll keep changing the pizzas. There's some that we always have, like a pepperoni. Or
Definitely.
we usually have this one. This is our white pie or our white hot, as you'll see later. And then we just sprinkle just a little bit of regular mozzarella
Okay.
over the top.
And then when
And
that
then-
bakes, what happens at the end?
And then a little garlic oil.
Oh.
Then we bake that one, and we come out with this,
Ooh, yes.
which is all ready to go.
And we top it with something special, right? What are we
Yes,
topping
and then
it?
right here we have our Parmesan chili crisp.
Ooh.
So if you want to just ladle some of that on there.
And that just goes anywhere? I don't want to.
No, you can ladle it on.
Okay, yay.
Get-
I like spice. Is this kind of spicy?
It's got a little kick
a
to
little
it.
kick.
Yeah.
Can't wait to try. And while you're cutting me a piece of all this, what else did you bring here? What are these flavors up here?
So we have our patatas bravas, which is based on the Spanish dish. Here, I'm gonna just
Oh,
put a
yeah,
little
you're
on
like-
there. Don't be shy. Let's.
Okay, this
You
one
have
you
to
were
lean
saying.
forward so you don't mess up your outfit.
Fair enough. And then
And
what
then-
was the second one?
And then the other one is our braised beef cheek. It also has some red wine, some vermouth braised radicchio, and some celery root puree on there.
Amazing. Okay, and while I'm tasting this, I see so many drinks here too. What can you
All
tell
right.
me about what you brought?
All right, we have a few different drinks, starting off with our non-alcoholic. This is our, we do Italian sodas with
Oh,
house-made
whoa.
syrups. This
This is
is
to die
a
for.
sea buckthorn and clove. And then we have some we always have granita and we always have bubbly wine on tap. So we have two of our drinks. This is a Scropino, which is a traditional drink with Prosecco and
Sign
lemon
me up.
granita. And
Okay.
then this one is our Luna di Sangue, which is our original for us. It means blood moon. And it is Lambrusco, which is sparkling red wine, with a bitter orange granita.
Holy moly. Everything I'm trying right now is so good. Where can people find you? And when did you guys open? Because this is amazing that you already are getting so much love.
Yeah, well, we just opened about 3 weeks ago
Wow.
on Capitol Hill, 12th and Pine, right in the 12th Avenue Arts Building. And yeah, it's people have been responding really well. We've been really lucky and having a good time.
I can see why. Had a blast with you. Thank you so much. Still ahead on In the Kitchen with New Day, we're cooking up another one of my favorites, Mexican food. Oh yeah, we're making chilaquiles with fire tacos, and it's not all savory too. Coming up, we have dessert with Ed Kimber later in the show, and then owner and chef of Pasta Casalinga talks about her new book while we make some amazing pasta. And producer Joseph there makes a pickle dip you have to taste to believe it's amazing. This West Seattle business is blowing up online, and it's some of the best Mexican food that our team has ever had. Let's get cooking with Erica Torres, owner of Fire Tacos.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. Mexican food is like literally top of my list. I'm so excited to have you here. Before we get into what we're making, you're located in West Seattle on Alki Beach, but tell us how y'all got your start.
We actually started in my mother-in-law's garage in Kent. After that, we did the food truck in Kent as well, and then now we are going on our 4th year on Alki, and coming soon, we're gonna be in Capitol Hill too.
No way,
Yeah.
another location, a tease. I love it. Okay, so you have a huge following on social media and you make so many fun videos. What do you think really makes your page and the restaurant stand out?
I think people can relate to us and they like to see behind the scenes of running a small family restaurant. And it's also not just tacos, it's our community, it's our culture, and it's the memories.
Oh, that's amazing. And you're so creative. We're seeing a lot of the videos right now with your food, the videos. You even did a heart-shaped tortilla for Valentine's Day. How do you come up with these things? Are you just coming up with this in the shower? This is so cute.
Honestly, I'm just such a big foodie, so I'm just like, it's not just about the tacos, it's about creating a fun moment, a fun experience, and I want them to create a fun experience and have a good time.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sad I missed that. We're gonna have to bring that back for Kelly's birthday or something in July.
got you.
Okay, what are we making today, my friend? How do we get started?
So today we're making chilaquiles, red chilaquiles. So I got this pan hot already, and then we're putting our sauce in here. This sauce is a tomato and a chile guajillo sauce on here. You can hear it sizzling.
Yes.
And then chilaquiles, the most important part about chilaquiles is our chips, our chips. So we're gonna mix that all in there.
House-made? What can you tell me? Of course, of
They're
course.
house-made. It's honestly the best ingredients that you do makes the best plates as well. So we're gonna throw that in there. So chilaquiles, me personally, I love my chilaquiles really, really crunchy. Like I like to be crunchy. If it's not crunchy, take it back.
Is this on the brunch menu? Is this on the everyday menu? When can I get this?
So we actually just started doing brunch. So you can do this every single day. We are just trying to get it all figured out, but we're doing that every single day from when we open to 2 p.m. as well.
Oh, okay. So what is the consistency I'm looking for here to coat all of this with the chips? And again, you like it crunchy, you don't want it soggy.
Yes, so the trick is when you're gonna make it, you need to make sure you don't put way too much sauce, because if you put way too much sauce, that would make it soggy. And
Yeah.
you wanna make sure in each bite you get that nice crunch on there. Can you actually help me out
Oh my
with
gosh,
the rest?
please. Okay, so tell everyone at home what I'm doing.
So
I'm
she's
putting
gonna put a little bit of fresh onion on there, and then
Yum.
she's gonna drizzle it with crema on there.
Okay, what's in here? Like just like
Sour
a sour
cream.
cream? Okay,
Mhm.
okay. A little something. Oh, uh-oh.
No, you got it. You got
Okay,
it.
I'm
There you
sorry.
go. No,
That
you're
was not
good.
very pretty, but it's fine. It's my fault.
No, you're fine.
Okay,
and
a little
then we're
extra
gonna
there.
do a little bit of cheese on there. We're gonna
What kind of
sprinkle
cheese is
that.
this?
This is queso fresco.
Ooh, yum.
And
Okay,
then-
perfect. What else? Is that it?
And that's it.
Amazing.
Chilaquiles.
Okay, I'm gonna try this. You brought so many other amazing dishes over here. Walk us through. Where should we start? This burrito?
So we have our wet burrito. Our wet burrito is one of the most popular items on our dish. It's actually won LA's best wet burrito. Our burritos are huge. They're 1 pound burritos. They get the job done. And we also have our cute churro cart on here
So
too.
cute.
We have regular churros, stuffed churros. We have caramel, chocolate dippings on there as well too. Super cute. We got our amazing agua fresca. Those are like fresh refreshers with fruit on top and tamarind candies on top. And then we have our Don Julio bottle. So this is a slushy, pretty much just kind of like a strawberry sorbet, but with tequila in there.
Oh, I might have to have a little sippy of that. First of all, too, the chilaquiles, amazing.
I
the
love that.
flavor on
It's
here,
so good,
the sauce,
right?
it's so good. Okay, I'm sipping and you tell me more. What's over there?
We have our chilaquiles here too. We also have our fun drinks. I like to make sure we keep it fun there with all the fun drinks. And we have our queso tacos with our consomme, and we have our café de la olla, and I have my grandparents right here as well.
Oh, did you learn how to cook from them? Are they a big inspo?
Yes, they're a huge inspiration. Everything I do it because of them, and they honestly taught me everything I knew.
Oh, that's so amazing. What is the most, if you had to pick, the most popular item on the menu, would you say?
It would have to be the queso tacos. We
Really?
do goat. The goat queso tacos. We do offer 3 different types of meat. We got beef, lamb, and goat. But where we're traditionally from, it's traditionally made with goat. Goat is the most popular one.
Gosh, I would not have known that. Okay, where are you from originally?
So my grandparents and my parents are from a small town in Mexico called Nochislan, Zacatecas.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for bringing all these flavors here. Amazing. And I understand too, your family has a long history with birria in the U.S. Tell us about that.
Yes, my grandfather was actually one of the first pioneers to introduce birria to LA County.
Really?
Yes, and he started the same way I started too. So my mom and all my uncles, they started selling out of the garage, and then they got their location, and yeah.
How does it feel with all the success that you've had with the business? Because like you said, you started in your mother-in-law's garage, right? And then a food truck. So did you ever think you would get here with now almost having 2 locations? How does this feel?
It feels so unreal. If you were to tell me that, I'd be like, please stop joking.
What advice do you have too for somebody that's starting a new business? Because I imagine working with your family members and things, there's probably some tips and tricks that people need to know.
Of course, honestly, I just recommend you to do it. Even if you fail, you learn from those little fails that you do happen to do. But yeah, just do it. Don't stay with what if. Just give it a chance.
And when we come back, we're vetting the viral. We give the pickle dip everyone is talking about a try. Stay with us. Welcome back. You know we all like to try the latest viral recipes out there on the internet. So here's what happened when producer Joseph and I tried our hand at making pickle dip.
So Chrissy Downey is a food stylist on the Today Show, and I follow her on TikTok. She has so many good recipes, and now she's on the Today Show sometimes, which is so cool. Here she is. So I was scrolling TikTok. She was making this pickle dip. I'm like, what the heck is that?
I know, creamy, ranchy pickle dip.
But then when I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, that sounds delicious, so we're gonna try it. You ready?
We're gonna try it, and I know Jenna loved this. She said it was better than queso and better than even like spinach and artichoke.
I mean, queso is like,
I know,
yeah,
I don't know
the
how
best.
anything could beat it, but
So,
how do we get going?
All right, so it starts with pickles, obviously. I have the Grillos. I like this brand, but I feel like you could use any pickle.
Okay.
What you do is you drain it and keep the liquid, and then you just chop up the pickle into real fine dice and just dump it in.
Okay, yeah, make sure you don't throw away the pickle juice. That
Yep,
would be something
that's
that I
important.
would accidentally do.
So then you take about a cup of cream cheese.
Is this,
whipped
did you
cream
get whipped?
cheese.
Okay,
Yep.
for texture and
It's
consistency.
a lot of cream, so if you don't like a creamy dip, this might not be for you.
I love a creamy dip, so I'm all in.
And then about the same amount of Greek yogurt.
Oh, protein.
Yeah, this is 5%. I might go a little fatter if they had it at my store, but they did not.
Okay. No cottage cheese in this. At first I was
No,
like,
but
are we gonna add
you know
cottage
what?
cheese?
That might be good too.
I was wondering if you like mix it up with consistency.
Okay, so then our other ingredients, so that's just some chopped up 1 little pack of dill.
All of it goes
Yep.
in? All right.
And then that's a bunch of green onions that I just chopped up.
Diced.
Yep.
Amazing.
And then I would say like 2 to 3 spoonfuls of the juice from the pickles.
Okay, and we can always add more, I guess, for
You bet.
consistency purposes. Do you like just like having a little spoonful of this
You know,
yourself?
and I
do
love
too.
like a pickle martini. Delicious.
Oh, I
Yeah.
do too. Who doesn't? All
Then
right.
I think let's measure with our hearts here.
Measure?
Let's see how much.
This is just cheddar cheese, right?
cheddar
Sharp
cheese,
cheddar
yep.
cheese. Put that in.
Chrissy would say you need to shred this
Oh,
yourself,
I know.
but I'm going for efficiency here.
I did see that. She like loves like
her
the
little
fresh.
cheese wheel thing.
Yes.
Okay, and then a packet of ranch.
Oh, duh. The main event. Do you have a favorite packet that you use? Hidden
Whatever
Valley,
is
anything?
most affordable at the store is what I go with.
And that's that.
And that is that. So then,
This is easy enough. I love a dump and go,
Yep.
and just mix it all
so
together.
you like pickles though, right?
Oh, I love pickles. Pickles are some of my favorite. I am the psycho that sits there and sips it out of the jar, which probably is not.
I think it needs a
the
little
best.
more cream cheese.
Okay, so we're looking at the consistency.
Yep.
Maybe I put a little too much pickle juice.
I don't think.
And then you could have this with chips of your choice, but they showed these little carrot chips, which are always
which
really
I had
good.
never even seen before.
It's healthier,
Yeah.
so I'm into that.
How does that look? Do you think it should be creamier
I
or?
feel like it needs to be maybe a little creamier. What do you
yeah.
think?
Let's
Or
just-
maybe I need to add more cheese. I love that we're just,
Yeah, we're just-
measure with your heart and
just
go
going
from
with
there.
it.
More cheese. You can never say no to more cheese, I think. And then a little more of that. And then this is easy that you can do it from hand. It's easy to stir.
Yeah, it's not hard at all.
Jar of pickles too,
that's why you get the
you're
whipped.
fine with that, or these guys refrigerated, either or.
Either or, I think. Okay, I think that looks good.
That looks way better.
Yum.
Okay, and then I love the presentation here that you do.
Yeah, so
we
the
add
key
it back in the
Is
container.
you add it back in. That's part of the
the
trend.
fun.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna look so good. And have you tried this yet?
I have not.
No, so we're doing this
First
live.
time on air. Normally I try something before it
I
goes
don't
on,
know
but
if this looks that appetizing. I'm gonna be honest, but I love everything that's in here.
well, we're vetting the viral.
we
right
are
now.
vetting the viral, which
Look
is
at that.
always fun.
Okay, Kelly, you get the inaugural little taste
all
test.
right. We're gonna put it right there, and we're gonna dive in and try this, my friend.
Okay, you go first.
You're making me go first? Okay.
Yep.
Here we go. I can't believe Jenna said this is better than queso. Oh,
That is really good.
that is fantastic. Are you a double dipper? What's your hot take?
I will dip with the other end because
So do
I'm
I.
courteous,
Some
but-
people, I'm courteous.
oh, that's so good. It's
Wait, I actually love that.
way more savory than I thought it was going to be.
The onions are pretty delicious in it. You can taste everything. It's not overpowering with pickles at all. The perfect consistency and cream.
Yep.
I mean, what are you giving that out of 10, Joseph?
I'd give that like a 9.5 for me.
I know. I really think that's like a 9.8. Honestly, it was so good. And when the rest of our food special continues, I'm in the kitchen with one of my all-time favorite Italian restaurants and chefs. We're back with Pasta Casalinga right after this.
It's a new day.
Welcome back. If you've never been to Pasta Casalinga down at Pike Place Market, you're missing out. Chef Michaela Tartaglia is known for her delicious pasta, but recently she joined us in the kitchen with a new and unique book. Please tell us about this new book because it's different than the cookbooks that you have done before.
It is a linguistic, let's put it that way, book, but mainly how we say things in different languages, in the specific Italian, English, French, and Spanish. We want to mean the same exactly thing, but we use different images. Example, if I tell you, non puoi avere la botte piena e la moglie ubriaca.
I just think beautiful. What did you say?
I just said you cannot have the barrel full and a drunken wife. At the same time, you think like, what does this really mean?
Right.
You cannot have your cake and eat it too.
And then I understand that. Got it. So similar things, but said differently depending on the language and the origin.
In the language, and also, yeah, we're pretty much the same people. We just speak in a little bit different ways.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And you're also sharing a delicious dish. How do we get started?
Yes, because when in Rome, do as Romans do.
Yes.
Right? You say that in English. And I thought to link as the quintessential Roman recipes. And there are several. Roman friends, please don't hate me. But I think the quintessential is amatriciana. Amatriciana is the primo piatto, the pasta that you will find in any restaurant in Rome, but also across Italy. And very simple.
How
But
do we get
delicious.
going then?
Yes, let's get this thing started. So high heat, ingredients first.
Yes.
Guanciale. Guanciale is the Italian pork cheek or pork jaw.
Right.
So it's not the pork belly like pancetta, and it's a cured meat. It takes about 3 months and up to cure it.
Okay,
so
so we
delicious.
saute that in first?
We make it so that it's pretty high heat right now, and then we put the guanciale in here. See?
Yes,
You
a
have to
little
hear this
sizzle.
sound without anything else.
So no olive oil, no
No.
butter, just put that in.
Because as you can see, it's pretty fatty, right? So as to go without burning. And as we are talking, I will explain the other ingredients. So it has to go, and the smell, it's, I wish that everybody is seeing this could smell what
The
we have.
smell-o-vision.
So guanciale, first of all, guancia in Italian means cheek. So that's the name comes from. Then we will have pomodoro, so any good tomato sauce. And I wrote mine, ours,
it's
the
so good.
rosso d'oro, which is quite nice and straightforward and very low acidity. So any good tomato sauce that you have. And then this is a very amazing Calabrian dry chili, but you can use also the chili flakes if you have.
Okay.
So this is pretty spicy. Drier they are, spicier they become. So this is for you and the crew later.
We like spice, so you can hit us with it. That sounds delicious.
I'm doing it right now. See,
so
it becomes-
fragrant. I'm smelling that. I like that
And
a
you
lot.
see it becomes crispy. So watch out for this, because in a second we have to take this out. Not quite yet.
Okay.
And then pecorino romano, because we're in Rome, so pecorino romano is cheese romano, means from Rome, and pecorino from pecora. Pecora is sheep.
Ooh.
So it's a cheese that comes from the sheep
Sheep
milk.
cheese.
And then obviously pasta. Pasta.
And you make so many amazing, pasta noodles in-house. And you can sit there and watch in the morning too, right? At Pike Place Market when you guys are putting all that out.
Yes.
It's so cool.
It's quite nice to go before we open the door, which happens in 11 a.m. to see what's going on in the kitchen. It's quite of a facility production.
Yes.
So thank you. If you have nothing to do, you can come to the market and do it.
I
there.
like just watching you. That's great.
Thank
okay,
you.
so this looks done.
And this is nice and crispy. It's very important to take it out. I'm taking everything out.
And you leave the fat in,
Yes,
right?
this is your condiment. So this is like many Italian recipes, they don't have more than 3 ingredients. It's the amazingness of the quality. So if
Right.
you use good ingredients, you don't need much.
You don't need to get crazy. That is my
No.
kind of cooking. How long does fresh pasta like you all make take to cook too when you have a pot of boiling water going?
But this one is fresh. We made it this morning because
Of
I just
course you
went to bring, and I'm putting 3
Handfuls?
Okay, yeah, why not?
Why
There's
not?
always
We're
for
all
the
gonna
guests,
eat.
for your neighbors. Okay, so this pasta about 10 days.
Whoa.
Yeah, because just flour and water. There's no eggs.
Yeah.
So it's semolina flour and water, so lasts a good amount of time. It's going, you stir once. You need to cook the pasta in plenty of hot, boiling water. Please don't cook the pasta in this little...
In the little pot.
No.
Make it a big pot.
Yes.
Okay, what goes in this guy?
So this is the fat, see? So this is your condiment, super important. I'm going to put a splash of white wine.
Whoa,
It's
party.
good. There's some people, you can also omit that, but I think it's great. Also a lot of, sorry.
No, it's
And
good. It's a
then-
party in here.
and then the tomato.
Oh, I love your tomato sauce. It's so good. And you can get it at Met Market too, which is
Met
amazing.
Market across the 10 location in Washington State.
Okay, we have about a minute left too.
Ooh.
So what are we looking for when we know the sauce is done?
These you let it go for another maybe 5 minutes low. I lower it down, and sorry for the splash.
Oh, it's fine. This is my kind of cooking. I like it.
And then when this is done, you will add your guanciale back.
Okay.
Okay, so let's pretend that this time is gone already.
Definitely.
Right? And then the pasta, we'll take I would say 3 to 4 minutes.
Right.
And then
Would you
we'll drain
add
it.
everything in there?
I will drain it and leave a little bit of pasta water in it. And then we'll saute, and then a good handful of pecorino.
Oh, okay. So while I'm tasting this, I know you want to finish it with your prized possession, olive oil.
A little bit.
A little?
We all need a little. We all need extra olive oil in our life.
Okay, why is that important? And I can't wait
Because
to
it's
try.
good for your skin, it's good for your body, it's good for your soul, it's good.
This food is so good for my soul. Are you kidding? Where can people find you?
Piper's Market, Pasta Casalinga, we are there 7 days a week, 11 to 4:45.
You are incredible. You have my favorite pasta in the city. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being here.
Thank you
I
for
love
having
it.
me.
More comfort food is on the way when the special edition of New Day continues. We're cooking Yobo Cafe's famous chicken sandwich. It's gluten-free comfort food with a Korean-American twist. When I hear the phrase comfort food, I'm all in. Seattle's Yobo Cafe is known for gluten-free comfort food with a Korean-American twist. Here's what founder Marissa Sohn cooked up. This already smells delicious, and I see chicken is involved,
Yes.
one of my favorite proteins.
Oh, good, perfect.
Okay, what are we making? How do we get started?
Today we're gonna mix up our chicken salad, which is probably our most popular sandwich right now. We make this salad pretty much daily. We keep selling out of it. But it is like a vinegar-based salad as opposed to like an egg-based mayo salad. So it's a
Yeah.
little bit lighter. It's got like fresh cabbage, fresh carrots, fresh shallots, slow-cooked chicken, and then the marinade, which has a little serrano pepper for some heat. And it's just delightful. And we finish it with a little pickled mint, which surprises some folks because people hear pickled mint and they get thrown back a little bit. But it adds that touch of sweetness with the rest of the sandwich that's just delightful, and I love it.
Ooh, this sounds like a perfect sandwich too, going into the warmer months for spring
yeah.
and summer too.
Oh, yeah.
You're speaking my language with a little spice. How do we get started? Are we going with your dressing first?
I'm going to have you start tossing the veg into this
Okay.
bowl, and we're going to salt it.
Okay, so carrots.
The salting veg will help kind of pull, especially high water content veg, will help pull out the water and help it hold some of the structure a little better and the flavors.
Okay, so some
we got cabbage, we got
cabbage.
carrots, we got shallots.
Ooh,
And I'm
shallots,
going to have
yum.
you just salt those and toss it all together.
All right, that I can do. I won't mess this up. Just a little salt. Tell me when.
Excellent.
Okay.
A little more.
Oh, a little
Little
more.
more.
And are we supposed to be toasting a bun right now
Yes,
too?
thank you.
I know you told me that it can take a little longer since it's gluten-free.
Yes. I did steal gloves from your kitchen.
Oh, as you should.
Gluten-free bread, for the most part, you always want it to be warm. Because there's no gluten in the bread, it doesn't hold its structure quite as well. It's a little dense. So we want it to be warm, want it to be toasty. Having the inside a little bit like nice and crispy from the oil just gives it that surface that it doesn't just turn into a soggy mess.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna let that toast for a while.
Okay, and how long is a while? Like, are we talking 5 minutes for people at home with gluten? Like, what's your
I
ideal?
think it depends.
Okay.
Because at the restaurant, we toast these in a toaster oven. It takes like maybe 3 minutes.
Oh, that
Here
makes
on the
sense.
stove, we're gonna find out.
We
We're in
are
this
going to find out together. Okay, I tossed all that. Now does the chicken
Excellent.
go in?
Now I'm gonna blend up the marinade.
Ooh, okay. How does this get going?
So I'm gonna take, this is pickled ginger.
Oh, yum.
I did not measure these, so we're just gonna wing it. And
We're
I'm
going to
gonna
measure
taste
with
it.
our heart today, and
I'm not
that's
gonna throw
always
this across the
fun.
room.
Okay, so pickled
This is pickled ginger.
ginger.
We use the brine and the whole ginger in there, and that adds some sweetness, adds some acid, and adds that ginger flavor.
Oh.
This is gonna be confit garlic, so we, not stew, but we have garlic in canola oil over low heat for a few hours, and it breaks down, and you get that garlic flavor without it being like super garlicky in your mouth.
Oh.
So this adds that super subtle flavor. We're
Yum.
gonna toss that in. Those are kind of the crux of most of our marinades. Adding that sweetness, adding that acid, and adding that garlic kick.
Definitely.
This is just olive oil.
All right, a little dash of that. And then what is this? Is this the heat?
That is the serrano.
Oh.
We char serranos over an open flame, and then we blend them down with lime. This I'm gonna add at the end, because if I put that in here and blend it, we're gonna be gassed out.
Ooh,
It's gonna be very
okay, then
spicy, so-
you won't hear anything we have to say the rest of it.
We
All
will
right.
add that at the end. All right.
Crank it up.
Let's see.
And what kind of consistency are we looking for there?
We just want it to be mainly blended, especially the ginger. If you get a whole chunk of ginger, that can be a little bit jarring. So
Yeah.
we just want to make sure that it's all homogeneous and all broken down. It's looking good. I'm gonna give it a little taste.
Ooh, that's the best part too. And while you're tasting and we're cooking, tell everyone about this cafe for someone that hasn't visited y'all in Madison Valley.
Oh my gosh, it is truly a dream come true. I've been doing this for, like, in the industry. I started as a barista almost 10 years ago, I want to say. And I've been across the board doing like line cooking, bartending, a little bit of everything. And I knew I really wanted a space that leaned into the neighborhood and the team and our community, and creating a space that allowed the team to actually be creative and learn more. Because I feel like a lot of this industry, oh no.
You're fine. We like messes in the kitchen. You're great.
Well, I'm gonna fit right in.
So you wanted it to be about the
I wanted to be about
community.
collaboration and creativity, and I wanted it to be a space people could come in with ideas and do whatever they want, and we would work together and find ways to make it happen. Whether it's a drink special and someone says, "Hey, I kind of have this idea," and we talk about it and figure out, how we can make it fit into the menu, or if it's like, an idea for an event or something like that. We love it being a collaborative process, and I just really wanted to create a space that highlights its food, its team, the food, the drinks. We have our standard house menu, but also we rotate specials almost every day. We always have something new going on. I'm gonna let her rip again.
Yeah, so you put some lime in, some lime juice. Yum, nice and zesty.
And I might add some more ginger, and we'll see how that goes.
And when did you all open, too?
We opened a year ago now, in January 2025. Is that the year?
Yeah.
I think that was last year.
You're right. Yeah, that is
Time
a year.
is flying. I forgot it was February already, so
You and me both. You brought a lot of other delicious things too while we're perfecting this marinade.
I did, yes.
What else did you bring?
So here we have, this is our smoked salmon dip. It's got a dill oil and fresh dill on top. Those are our house-made everything bagel sweet potato chips.
Ooh.
We fry them up in-house. We toss them in our own seasoning. Then in this little glass, we have our Thai tea tapioca pudding, and that is a coconut we've toasted down with brown sugar and maple and olive oil. We have that in our cold case for the grab and go, so people can just like grab it out,
Easy
take it to
peasy.
work, eat it on the go. And then on this little plate, we have a slice of a Bass cheesecake that has a mandarin curd, and the mandarin slices I've soaked in a lime syrup and a little bit of mint on there as well.
Wow.
And then this lemonade is actually the recipe from one of our baristas, Solium. They really wanted to do a pickle lemonade, and I wanted to have our mint pickle in a drink for a long time now because I just love it. And I was like, if I'm making the chicken salad sandwich that has the pickled mint, we have to have this here too.
We must.
We have to. All the pickled mint.
Okay.
It's the hottest trend of summer, 2026.
We have about a minute left. Can we assemble?
All right. In that case, let's throw that chicken into the bowl.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm gonna not get this
slow
marinade
cooked
everywhere.
Chicken. If you do, it's okay. It just means we're in Kelly Hansen's kitchen.
All right.
It's great.
Ooh, that's delightful. All right.
It's tasting good?
Yes.
Yum.
I'm gonna put this here. It's gonna be a mess. And we're gonna dump this in, and we're just gonna
Mix
toss
this all together?
Yeah.
Okay, that I can do.
You can use a spoon, you can use a fork. I love using my hands, which is why I have gloves on me at all times.
Okay,
but
well, just because of the white, blazer I'm wearing today, we're gonna go with
We're going
utensils,
in.
but it's fine. Okay, we have all that. And then how do we assemble this baby?
So this guy should be done, hopefully, fingers crossed.
And what kind of bun again? It's gluten-free.
We make
that was
these in-house
important.
as well.
Oh, great.
So this is our bun. We use millet flour, sorghum flour, tapioca starch, and I think that might be it.
That looks great.
And we also make an English muffin in-house. It's totally vegan. I'm gonna toss a little bit in here.
Ooh.
Give it that kick.
Here,
Maybe help me. There we go. Let's start with that. We'll give just a little bit of zest.
Just a little heat since I have to talk.
And then I will put the pickled mint on the bottom.
Oh.
And put that on top.
Put that in. Amazing. That looks great. I'm going to taste
then that's
a
our
little
sandwich.
of this. Where can people find you while I taste this?
We are in Madison Valley, so just east of Capitol Hill. We're right on the border of like the CD and Madison Valley and Capitol Hill, so right on the 8 line, right on the
my
rapid
gosh.
ride.
Thank you so much. That was so good, so
Thank you for
flavorful.
coming in.
I'm going to keep eating after the show now. Thank you. And next, I'm baking with a winner from the Great British Bake Off. Will what we make be worthy of a Paul Hollywood handshake? Stick around to find out.
It's a new day.
I've had such great guests on the show, and we're ending with a bit of a celebrity in the dessert world. Ed Kimber was the very first winner of the Great British Bake Off. He shared his experience while showing us a recipe out of his new cookbook, Chocolate Baking. Congratulations on the new cookbook. Why did you want to do one just on chocolate?
I think chocolate is one of the best ingredients. People love it, but I also think it's a slightly misunderstood ingredient. I think people often think of chocolate recipes as just like a dark chocolate cake or a brownie or a cookie, but actually the world of chocolate is so vast and so broad, and I think it's a baker's best friend in the kitchen. So
Ooh,
it's
where's
just
the best
delicious.
place to source it too?
I think, do you know what, we're really lucky in a lot of different countries that, especially in the US, there's loads of amazing chocolate makers around the country. And so for me, I really like to go to a smaller local manufacturer because you can get some incredible chocolate. But wherever you go in this country, there's some really good makers, which is great.
Yum, and we're making something from the cookbook, right? What are we making?
This is a caramelized white chocolate Basque cheesecake. So Basque cheesecake is great because it's incredibly easy. No stress, no fuss. You don't have to worry about it cracking, no water baths. So all we're going to do is we're going to start by making a ganache, which is just a mixture of cream and chocolate. In this case, using caramelized white chocolate, which is a really rich version. So we're going to add it in 3 additions. If you want to add about a third of the cream into this chocolate.
About a third, okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to let you down.
No,
You
don't
are
worry.
a winner here. Tell me when.
That's fine, and then we just stir that together. It may look like it's splitting after the first mix, that's absolutely fine. But once it's combined, you can then add in the next third. So if you want to pour that in.
Yes. And do you feel like white chocolate is a little like understated or not used
I
as
think
much
it's,
as
yeah,
it should
massively.
be?
I think there's a lot of people that like to say it's not real chocolate, and then there's a lot of people that think it's not very interesting. But actually, white chocolate to me has a delicious creaminess, sweetness, but it can also be a great functional ingredient if you want to add the rest in there.
The rest.
But also, when you roast white chocolate, you get this delicious mixture, which tastes so caramelized and like almost like brown butter. So this is the base of the cheesecake. So it's a really delicious white chocolate ganache that's so tasty on its own. But then the mixture for the cheesecake is cream cheese, really, really straightforward. And we're going to beat that with some light brown sugar
Okay.
and a little bit of salt.
And things in baking are usually pretty precise. So do you have any advice for bakers at home? Follow the recipe.
Well, I do have an advice for American bakers. And
Okay.
it's buy a scale.
Okay, fair enough.
Baking by weight is so much easier than doing it by cups. The book has cups in there if you really need to do it that way, but for me it's always easier to do it with a scale because everything's more accurate, it's more repeatable, and you end up with something that will be the same every time.
Absolutely.
So all we're going to do is mix this cream cheese with the sugar just until everything's combined, and then we add the eggs one at a time. But the really nice thing about a Basque cheesecake is with a normal cheesecake you have to put it in a water bath. You want to make sure it doesn't split. You've got to be really careful and delicate. With a Basque cheesecake, you mix it all together, you throw it in the oven, and you forget about it. No water bath. Doesn't matter if it splits a little bit. It's absolutely fine.
You can't mess it up.
Do you want to add the eggs one at a time?
Okay, so 4 eggs total, right?
4 eggs, yeah.
And you said you can put them all in, but
can if
doing
you
it
want,
one
but
at a time is.
It just ensures everything's a bit more evenly mixed if you have them one at a time.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
That gets mixed through.
And then one more if you're ready for it.
There we go.
Perfect.
And then also you don't have to worry about over mixing this. It can take quite a lot of mixing, so don't worry too much.
How do you come up with all these recipes?
Well, do you know what? A lot of it is through travel. So I'm in the US on my book tour, and I'll be here for about 3 weeks. And whilst I'm here, I'll go to bakeries all around the country, and I'll end up coming back with a whole bunch of inspiration. And so travel is often the main way that I get inspired.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That is the base of it. So all we then do is take our ganache. This is one that's cooled slightly. Add that to our mixture. And if you don't think this looks delicious already...
No, I think it does.
then-
I kind of just want to grab a spoon. I'm not going to lie. This is really screaming to me. I have a real sweet tooth. So then you mix that too.
This just gets mixed through, really, really straightforward. And then you do need a little bit of flour to stabilize the mix. So we just add this very small amount of just all-purpose flour.
Okay.
Mix that through. And if you're gluten-free and you can't have flour, you could just use cornstarch instead. That will also work. Just mix it through. And then you have
that.
the
And then
finished batter.
do you pour that in?
You do. You just literally mix. What?
It's fun to have a little mess in the kitchen, I think, right?
You've got to have a bit of mess. It's cooking. It's homemade.
It is.
So once you're sure everything is combined, you just take a tin. And again, this is super rustic. You don't have to line it neatly. Just press that parchment in there.
Pour and go.
Pour the batter in.
And then what do you have cooking here?
So that is just to serve. So that's our cherry syrup. And because it's served with slightly boozy cherries. So we've got some cherries that I've cooked down to reduce their liquid. And then we add a splash of amaretto.
Ooh.
cook that down until it's nice and syrupy, and then we can add that to our finished dish. So
Oh my
let's
goodness.
add a little bit of cream for you.
Thank you so much.
me, and
Yeah,
then-
one for you, one for me.
Exactly. And then we
Okay.
add a little bit of our syrup.
And then while you're doing that, tell everyone too about your time on the show. And congratulations
Thank
again.
you.
First winner.
It was funny. It's so long ago now. It was 16 years ago, so it feels like a complete lifetime ago. But the thing that the show did for me, which was amazing, was it helped me realize what type of baking I wanted to do. I thought I wanted to be a pastry chef, but actually writing cookbooks has become my absolute passion. So I'm thrilled that I get to do that as a living now.
Wow, this is absolutely
It's
amazing.
tasty, right?
So tasty. I
And
can't believe
incredibly
how
easy.
quick that was.
Yeah, really, really easy.
Did you avoid a soggy bottom? And were Paul handshakes a thing?
No, they weren't a thing when we did it.
Really?
The show was slightly different when we did it. There wasn't the same naming conventions for the challenges. There was no prize winner at the end of each episode. I would have won a few of them.
I bet you would have.
And I did win overall, so that's all that matters in the end.
It doesn't maybe mean as much to you, but thank
take
you
it.
so
Thank
much.
you so
You'll
much.
take it. I so appreciate it. That cheesecake was so delicious, one of my favorites. I hope someday to get a Paul Hollywood handshake. And I hope you are inspired to hit the kitchen now. I know I am. And thank you for spending this hour looking back at some of our favorite cooking segments. For more New Day fun, subscribe on YouTube and be sure to download King 5 Plus for free. Don't forget to enjoy your New Day, and we'll see you next time.